Americans believe their government is broken. Congress is gridlocked. The two parties barely speak to one another. Partisan rancor spreads from Washington and infects the nation as a whole. But it has been so much worse. We can learn from two great presidents who faced life and death political crises, Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln. Each took over a country and a government far more divided than it is today. When Thomas Jefferson defeated John Adams in the bitter election of 1800, his inauguration marked the first peaceful transfer of power from one party to another, ever in human history. But it could have ended very badly. Federalists, especially Alexander Hamilton, feared that Jefferson was an extreme radical who would abolish a strong central government. They feared his revolution of 1800 would turn bloody, as had the French Revolution that Jefferson had praised just a few years earlier. Jefferson's Republican allies in turn feared that the Federalists wanted to reestablish a monarchy. Jefferson's greatest achievement was to diffuse the hostility, averting a constitutional crisis. But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle, Jefferson said. We have called by different names brethren of the same principle. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. Abraham Lincoln had the worst first year ever. 7 states seceded from the Union before he even took office. 4 more joined the Confederacy after he was sworn in. Division turned to war. The South feared Lincoln would immediately try to abolish slavery. But Lincoln's first year was not about ending slavery. It was about restoring the Union. He reached out to Democrats, pledging to work together to bring back the Southern states. "We are not enemies but friends," Lincoln said in his first inaugural address. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. What are the lessons that Lincoln and Jefferson offer today? For all the partisan bitterness in the Capitol, Jefferson and Lincoln both made it their priority to preserve the Union over their own political party's dominance. Jefferson was facing a constitutional crisis, Lincoln the dissolution of the Union. The only way out for both was to put the country first. They are examples that many modern presidents have taken to heart as they reached across the political aisle to bring the country together. Without bipartisan support, Lyndon Johnson could not have passed the historic Civil Rights Act of 1964, nor could Ronald Reagan have pushed through his landmark tax plans of 1981, Bill Clinton have shepherded NAFTA, or George W. Bush won agreement on the No Child Left Behind Act. America's next president will inherit a bitterly divided nation. If the new president and Congress make the health of the Union their priority, those divisions can be bridged and the nation healed.